common issues and solutions for the HP Reverb G2 VR headset.
Hi, and welcome to HP How To For You, HP's customer support vlog. I'm Steph, and over on that side is Bill, and we're here to bring you tips, tricks, and how-to information to help you get the most out of your HP products.
Today, we're going to be talking about some common issues and solutions for the HP Reverb G2 VR headset.
Let's start with system requirements to make sure that your PC will work with the HP Reverb G2 VR headset. Basic system requirements include the following. Please ensure you have the latest Windows 10 update, May 2019 or later, loaded onto your system as significant improvements have been made to Windows Mixed Reality. Your operating system needs to be Windows 10 version 1903 or 1909 or 2004 or later. In fact, always be sure to keep your operating system software and firmware up to date.
For processors, i5 or i7 8th generation or better, the Intel Xeon E3 1240 V5 equivalent or better, or the AMD Ryzen 5 1400 or better. At least 8 GB of RAM, DisplayPort 1.3, USB 3.0, and a graphics card that supports DirectX 12. At the time of this video, the current crop of mid to high-end graphics cards should work. However, some of those may only support half resolution. Keep in mind that as newer cards are released, you'll need to check their capabilities to ensure they will work with the HP Reverb G2 headset. Check the Quick Specs document on HP.com for more detailed and updated specifications. We put a link in our description below for your convenience.
Now for troubleshooting. We won't go into every error that you may encounter, but we'll give you some of the basics. You'll want to ask yourself a few of the following questions. What was the symptom that drew your attention to the error? Was it working before? Was it an error message? Did it stop working, freeze up, or go black? Next, have any updates been done on the system, or are there any updates pending to be installed on the system? Making sure your OS, software, and firmware are up to date will help in reducing the issues you may have with the Reverb G2.
When troubleshooting, one easy-to-check solution for any situation is to ensure that all cables are connected and have not been shaken loose by moving around in VR.
One of the most common errors is the cable connection to the headset. You may get a 1-4 check your headset display cable to make sure it is plugged in correctly warning. To verify that the cable is connected correctly, push the cable in until you hear it click. At the same time, look for the little dot on the top of the cable and ensure it is lined up with the edge of the headset. The port inside the headset can be difficult to find, so don't try to force it. You can find the port by moving the Oculink connector around in the headset until it is located. Disconnecting and reconnecting the cable can confirm that the connection is solid.
You'll also want to check those cables on your PC to make sure that they are seated correctly.
Another common issue is connecting to USB. Error message 4-1, check your USB cable. Make sure the USB cable is plugged into the SuperSpeed USB 3.0 port. When you see this error message, first ensure that you are connected to a USB 3.0 port. If it still doesn't work, you will need to try a different port. There is a USB-C to USB-A adapter in the box, and like we've stated, the USB-A port needs to support USB 3.0. The same process of unplugging and plugging it back in may help resolve that issue as well. The best way to do this is to disconnect and wait for Windows to play the disconnect sound before reconnecting. Make sure your OS, software, and firmware are up to date. To run Windows Update, select Start, select Settings, select Update and Security. Select Windows Update, and then install any updates. Restart your PC after you install any updates. Updates may vary based on your own personal setup. Keep in mind that the headset also requires power, and the power brick may need to be reconnected to make sure it shows up in the system.
Along these same lines, you may get a 7-14 Windows Mixed Reality is having trouble connecting to your headset error. Try unplugging your headset and plugging it back in. If this doesn't work, check HP's website for additional updates or support with this error. Hardware issues can be difficult to diagnose, so understanding when the error occurs and what your current settings are will go a long way in finding the root cause. Keeping the operating system, software, and firmware up to date will help to reduce issues. For instance, we've identified and fixed an issue where the display may go blank intermittently during gameplay because the audio is set at or near maximum volume. We have a firmware update for that. To find it, head to hp.com. In the search box, type in HP Reverb G2. Select the option that says Support for HP Reverb G2 Virtual Reality Headset. Click the Software Drivers and Firmware button. You'll be redirected to the Drivers page. Select the driver that you need to update and click Download. Follow the install instructions.
There may be other issues that occur intermittently, and it is always a good idea to check cable connection as a first step in identifying any issue with the headset, such as black screen, faint lines, or poor video quality.
Sometimes there are situations where the video has some artifacts or other effects that cause viewing issues. For instance, bright objects may be surrounded by a halo or ray of light, commonly referred to as God rays. Those God rays are expected, as they are a result of the Fresnel lens technology that is used in the headset. If the display is blurry or unfocused, you can adjust the position of the headset with the hook and loop bands, as well as the interpupillary distance (IPD) adjustment on the bottom of the headset.
One key thing to remember anytime you use your headset is how you put it on. This will help you get the best experience in VR. To put on your headset, the headband should be rotated up. Hold the headset to your eyes with one hand, then pull the headband down with the other. Do the reverse to take it off. This is important because if the displays are not aligned with your eyes, the image may be blurry. Sliding the headset on and off could result in the displays being misaligned to your eyes. If you are having issues with the controllers, make sure the AA batteries being used supply a full 1.5 volts. You can also attempt the manual pairing process by selecting the ellipses at the bottom of the Mixed Reality portal screen and selecting Setup Controllers. Follow the on-screen instructions.
If the movement of the controllers is inaccurate, keep in mind that the cameras on the headset need to see the controllers in order to track them. There needs to be enough light in the room so that the cameras can see the controllers. Something else you might run into, the controller stick gets stuck.
Did you have something sticky on your fingers?
You can prevent this by avoiding excessive upward force on the stick. To resolve this, push the joystick down.
If you're looking for more troubleshooting tips, click the link to our support site in the description below.
Or visit hp.com and search for the HP Reverb G2 support links.
And that's a wrap. You can find more videos just like this one on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/HP support. You can also find us on Twitter and Facebook at our support channels and on our HP support community at
community.hp.com on the Gaming Accessories board.
You can find us and other people just like you answering questions about your HP products. Bye! Click the Playlists tab to find your language. Find official HP support videos.